hundreds of thousands of dollars for treatment.
I believe that is correct.
What do you say, as a physician yourself, to somebody who is undergoing treatment for
applied for food assistance? Officials say that 500,000 children in Michigan will benefit from the eliminated asset, and now in Maine, all recipients of the SNAP program will have their monthly benefits delivered to them by today. SNAP benefits are distributed to eligible residents from the 10th to the 14th of every month, with all beneficiaries scheduled to have their benefits by the month of July by Friday. Now, the next round of SNAP payments will also begin on August 10th. The state of Texas will complete issuing SNAP benefits worth up to $1,700 for a month of July this week. Texas has a long window for issuing payments, lasting through the first 10 days in a month. Even the amount received depends on one family size. A single household will receive $281, and an 8-member household will receive $1,700. But on a federal level, some House representatives want to expand the number of food stamp recipients subject to work requirements and time-limited food benefits by raising the age of people. Members are writing the bill against the backdrop of extraordinary uncertainty in the economy and inflation, including the cost of food is so high that the Federal Reserve is willing to risk a recession to slow the prices down. Economic disruptions are caused by the crisis in the robust labor market is expected to weaken in the months ahead. The past week, Democrats of the Department of Education announced that it will begin discharging student loan debts for borrowers who've been in repayment for 20 to 25 years under a one-time payment. Around 800,000 borrowers will benefit from this, and there will be $39 billion dropped. Joe Biden said the previous announcement is a one-time adjustment and will become an even more important lifeline for struggling borrowers than repayments start in September. The one-time payment adjustment the Education Department had counts certain months.
And accessible care is available for everyone who needs it.
Dr. Astellas and Pfizer are charging Americans with prostate cancer over $165,000 for Xtandi, while the exact same drug can be purchased in Japan for just $20,000, $165,000, $20,000 in Japan. This is a drug that was developed by NIH-funded scientists at UCLA. Do you think the price of Xtandi is reasonable? Should we be paying 8 times more for a drug that...
And the agency has the means to develop the new systems to help Americans pay their taxes. However, several hurdles stand in the way. There's also pushback from commercial tax preparation companies, which question whether Americans want the IRS to prepare their taxes. This is another bill that includes a provision that allocates $15 million to the IRS to make plans for a free, direct e-file tax return system. Those plans would have also to be developed within 9 months and will be included in the cost estimates for creating and administering the system. They would also require public input, and so far, Senate Democrat Elizabeth Warren resubmitted a bill called the Tax Filing Simplification Act. It would require the IRS to create its own free online tax filing service and move away its partnership with private tax preparation companies. Warren told reporters Americans spend too much money to file the taxes. Spend too much time and money to file their taxes. The IRS should adopt these proposals to help millions of people file taxes and claim refunds.
Supports extension. We would love to see Congress enact that. It's made a huge difference to inequality. It was a very important initiative. I feel very proud. I appreciate your comments. I feel very proud of the work that Treasury and particularly the IRS was able to do to get this money out and to do everything we possibly could to ensure that non-filers, all the many households who weren't required to file tax returns, to make sure that they receive the credit as well. I would love to see, and we've been talking about investments in the IRS. One thing that investments in the IRS would do is make sure the IRS has the modern tools it needs when we have tax credits like that to make sure they go to the families that deserve it, whether they file tax.
So will you be receiving a stimulus check this month? I know that's the question that many of you want to be answered. Listen to this. You are eligible to receive more stimulus checks from a new federal program. This is really great because it's going to help so many people that are financially struggling due to the crisis. So remember folks, on this channel, I always do my very best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check and social security news. So it really means a lot to me if you could subscribe to the channal.
An executive order to ensure that the federal government puts you, the American people, at the front of the line and for first in everything we do. I'm directing 17 agencies here to focus on more than 30 key areas to make it easier to apply for services and benefits that they're entitled to, they paid for, theirs, their government.
Now back to the breaking news, folks. The Restaurant Meals program also covers people with disabilities and people experiencing homelessness. The program is most widely available in California and Arizona. But some really good news is that many states across the country are beginning to have this program available. States like Maryland and Illinois are starting up their operations for this relief program right now, which is really good to know. It can be very difficult right now to buy groceries, especially with prices rising very quickly. Sadly, the inflation rates are hiking up.
From burn pits caused all kinds of cancers and other diseases. That was so wrong. The indignity, the callousness of forcing veterans who got sick as they were fighting for us because of exposure to these toxins to have to fight for years in the VA to get the benefits they deserved.
Pennsylvania Republicans have rejected Wolf's proposal, contending that the relief payments would worsen inflation and bring up consumer costs. Wolf has disputed these claims, saying that it is nearly a program tailored enough, and the payments are small enough, and would account for less than 1/10 of the state's budget. Folks, we got a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI, and SSDI. Continue watching this video because you don't want to miss out on this. Everybody, it's important to be aware of some recipients and the Social Security benefits that won't be getting the payments, and don't panic, the schedule is just changing slightly. The SSI has already distributed supplemental security income payments. SSI recipients still receive their full benefits but one this month. After that, the next scheduled SSI payment date is May 1st. SSI payments are typically scheduled for the first of the month, unless that date falls on a federal holiday or weekend, in which case it shifts to the weekend and weekday immediately before. The normal SSI payment schedule will then resume. You can then also expect 2 payments in June, September, and December. But the timing is different for standard Social Security benefits, and those benefits are not affected by this calendar. In general, the Social Security Administration typically distributes checks on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Wednesday of each month, depending on your birthday, and in such situations, including if you both Social Security receive that and also the SSI payments, or if you started claiming benefits on May 1997. Because your Social Security is paid on the 3rd of each month, and your SSI is paid on the 1st. Yahoo News may be eligible to receive a single lump sum payment representing 6 months worth of Social Security retirement, and the lump sum option is just only available to people who have reached the full retirement age without willing to receive the benefits, and it will result in a permanently lower monthly benefit for anybody who receives it. But when the time comes to file with the Social Security Administration to start receiving the retirement benefits, you get the option to receive up to 6 months worth of benefit payments in a single lump sum. These retroactive benefit payments are not available